company is going to take over that spot. So you're always invested, if you're invested in the S&P 500 ETF, you're always invested in the top 500 companies. So it basically, like, it's up and down. It obviously up every year is different, but you're basically always going to be up. It's almost like a guaranteed return because over the last century, it's given a 10% return. Yeah, definitely. I mean, what I did, I actually never ended up like, I just kind of asked someone that I knew, like, what I should Google. Like, I literally think I Googled, like, S&P 500 ETF, and I invested in that. That was my first ETF that I invested in. And then when I realized I had tons of overlap, and I was invested in the same ETF over and over, but just with different, like, one was Vanguard, one was BlackRock. So basically, I put all my ETFs into ChatGPT, and I said, can you shrink this overlap? And it gave me 3 ETFs to just continuously invest in that were instead of like 12 ETFs that were overlapping the same market, basically, if that makes sense. Yes, I'm dating someone. I live with someone. I heard of S&P 500, but don't know what that means. So basically, the S&P 500 is the top 500 publicly traded companies. So it's like Microsoft, Nvidia, Apple, Tesla. Those are like all the top ones that people trade, the top 500. So if you invest in a S&P 500 ETF, that's a basket of the top 500 companies, you are basically invested in the top 500 companies. You own a piece of those 500 companies. Does that make sense? At first I didn't get it either, so it's okay. Yeah, so it's a pretty safe basket to invest in, and it's diverse, which is good. It's not just investing in one thing. Like, if you, for example, if you invest in Microsoft, or you buy the ETF containing 500 companies, this basket is going to be way more diverse because you own 500 of them. If you're just relying on Microsoft, that's a pretty big gamble because you don't know how well Microsoft is going to do. But there's a pretty good chance that at least one of these 500 companies is going to do well, if that makes sense. Yes, I use Wealthsimple. If you want, I have a link on my profile that gives you $25 if you sign up using my link. I get nothing from it. It's just to help you guys. Of course. ETF forever, single stocks never. Exactly. Div Mo's got it. I'm gonna go soon so I can watch my Hunting Girls show. Yes, it's from what I remember. I did it when I was 23, which was like 5 years ago, but from what I remember, it's fairly simple. Chelsea just did it, so she can tell you if it's easy or not. But it's basically like it's like going to TD, and it's actually even easier because you can just do it online, but you just fill some stuff out, like, because it's a government registered account. If you get an RRSP or a TFSA, it's a government registered account, so you'd have to like fill out your like SIN number and stuff like that, but it's fairly straightforward from what I remember. Hunting Girls show, it's a new show on Netflix, and I can't like stop watching it. It's pretty good. I am not married, but my boyfriend is an entrepreneur. He owns an online pharmacy, so his best friend owns a bunch of clinics. with doctors and things like that, and then the patients have their prescription sent to directly to my boyfriend's facility where they can do prescription drugs, and they will ship them their prescription drugs so that they don't have to go to a pharmacy. And then he also just started an international shipping company as well, so he travels a lot for work. But we don't combine finances. Like, him and I are both just very, like, financially literate people. So it's about this family moves from like Boston to Texas, and the girls that she meets, that she becomes friends with, they're hunters. Like, they go like boar hunting and stuff, but they're like housewives, like bored housewives. So they like, and I can't really tell you the rest because it kind of like spoils it, but it's pretty like juicy. Like, I keep watching it, and I'm not usually someone who gets like hooked into a show very often. So someone said, do you want to get married? I want to like have a life partner and be married, but not legally. So like, basically what our plan is, we're planning on having a wedding, but we're not planning on signing papers. And like, we'll probably have like a cohab agreement and stuff like that. Like, we both own houses, and like, I don't want him to feel like I'm gonna like ever take any of that away from him. Your comments keep getting blocked. Do I want kids? I'm not sure. I'm on the fence about it. We're both looking to like, I'm going down to part-time at work next year, and my boyfriend's gonna sell one of his companies and basically work from like remotely. And we're gonna travel. We're gonna take one of those cruises that are like a 2-year cruise. So it's like a 280-day cruise or something. It's like underneath a year, sorry, not 2 years, 280 days. But it's like a world cruise, so it goes everywhere, Asia, Europe. We really want to do some traveling. We're not really like, we like never talk about kids. I just think it's not on our radar right now. We were like talking about getting a dog the other day, and like, we were both like, no, we don't have time for a dog. And like, what would we do if we want to travel? Yeah, kids are expensive. That's awesome. That's really good. Yeah, the earlier you start an RESP for your kids and you start using it, the more compound interest. Okay guys, I'm gonna go and make a tea and go to bed, but hopefully I can jump on live again this week, and I hope everyone has a good week and had a good weekend, and talk later. Bye.